Now we're ready for our large motif stitch, and I'm going to anchor with a pin stitch below this lower upright cross stitch, and it should be completely covered by the walnetto. I'm probably going to have to anchor at least a couple of times because the thread I'm using comes in pre-cut lengths, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take more than one length to get through the whole walnetto. So just be prepared for that. You should have plenty of places where you can anchor around. Okay, I'm going to bring the needle up and then I'll clip off this little tail and get it out of the way. So the walnetto is going to begin with a base stitch, and it's just like a big X. We're going to work with one color and then we'll work with the other color. Now up to this point you'll notice that every thread has a thread on top of it and a thread under it. And so if we were to just do like this, this thread would not have anything, it wouldn't be going under a thread. So we're going to slide the needle under the first stitch before we proceed, because this will put a thread on top and under every thread all the way around. Now my end points are going to be moving toward the center. And before ending, I'm going to slide the needle under the intersection, and then I'll end. Get that out of the way to make sure I can see it well. And this is what I'm going to do all the way around. The needle is going to slide under all of the threads at the intersection as we get more threads going around. Keep your end points in a straight line, moving toward the center. And your thread carries on the back are just going to be between these end points. You don't have long thread carries on the back. But the reason why I always do pin stitches is because these threads are long and loose, and you want to make sure that everything is nice and firm. Now when you're sliding, make sure you get under all of the threads. Your thread should move freely. If it doesn't, you've caught a thread or split a thread and you need to try again. So all of my end points are in adjacent holes. I'm sliding under the intersections the same way every time. And my end points are moving in adjacent holes toward the middle. Now you can see how my threads are kind of twisting up on each other. Don't try to adjust that, just let them twist. And I'm going to continue this until I have 7 end points, all in straight lines, all moving toward the center. So it looks like we'll be able to get, it looks like it's going to take 2 lengths in order to get this first part of the walnetto done. Now I always recommend that you're intentional about where you start and stop. So I have just finished this round. I'm going to go ahead and stop at this point and anchor another thread. And the reason why I'm doing this is I don't want to get confused about where my last stitch was. And so I can tell by looking at my end points that I've got 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. So this is going to be a good place for me to stop. I'm going to anchor this thread with a pin stitch. I'm going to start another thread with a pin stitch, and I'll come back and show you after I have finished all of the stitches with this layer. I'm going to continue with the same motion. My end points are moving toward the center, and I'm going to have 7 end points. So I'll come back and show you that in a minute.